91.3 WVKR. Hold on a second. .3 WVKR, independent radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Technical issues on my side, as always. I'm your host, Rita Ryan, here with LocalMotion. Hope you enjoyed Frank with Vinyl Triumph. Always a great thing. The last thing he had on, this Motown vinyl. Just love it. Love the diversity from Frank. And it is now 4:01. You are tuned into LocalMotion. I'm your host, Rita Ryan, here each and every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. If this is your first time tuning into the show is all about music of the Hudson Valley. Musicians that live here, those that come to perform here, and those coming to record in our world-class area recording studios. Show number 260 for me on these wonderful airwaves. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, whether it's online at wvkr.org or on the dial or on TuneIn. However it is you're here, it's much appreciated. Today's guest, and 99.9% of the shows have a guest, and today is no exception. Joining me in a few minutes on the phone will be Rennie Pincus. Can't wait to talk to him. He's got this great new release out called Grateful. We'll talk all about it, music of the Grateful Dead, and there's a bunch of great tracks on here. Wonderful special guests he's got. We're going to talk to him about this music and just, whatever comes up in conversation. Always fun. So what I'd like to do is start out the show with a track off Rennie's new album, Grateful, and then we'll talk to him in a few minutes, and stay tuned. Let's take a listen to a little Ramble on Rose. 91.3 WVKR.
Just like Jack the Ripper, just like Mojo Hand, just like Billy Sunday and the Shotgun Ragtime Band. Just like New York City, just like Jericho, pace the halls, climb the walls, get out when they blow. Did you say your name was Ramblin' Rose? Ramble on, baby, settle down easy. Ramble on, Rose. Just like Jack and Jill, Mama told the jailer, one heat up and one cool down, leave nothing for the tailor. Just like Jack and Jill, Hopper told the jailer, one go up and one go down, do yourself a favor. Did you say your name was Ramblin' Rose? Ramble on, baby, settle down easy. Ramble on, Rose. I'm gonna sing you 100 verses in ragtime. I know the song, it ain't ever gonna end. I'm gonna march you up and down along the county line, take you just like a crazy idol, just like Wolfman Jack, sitting plush with a royal flush, aces back to back, just like Mary Shelley, just like Frankenstein. Clank your chains, count your change, and try to walk the line. Did you say your name was Rambling Rose? Ramble on, baby, settle down easy. Ramble on, Rose. I'm gonna sing you 100 verses in ragtime. I know this song, it ain't never gonna end. I'm gonna march you up and down along the county line, take you to the leader of the band. Goodbye, Mama and Papa. Goodbye, Jack and Jill. The grass ain't greener, the wine ain't sweeter, either side of the hill. Did you say your name was Rambling Rose? Ramble on, baby, settle down easy. Ramble on, Rose. Ramble on, Rose.
91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Ramble on Rose. Grateful, the new release by Rennie Pincus. Let's get him on air. Rennie?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. You know, I love doing this show because it's right smack dab in the middle of a work week. It's a really nice way to break it up, you know, and just enjoy some music, which I just did. I don't know that you know this. Most people may not know this, but I love the Grateful Dead and followed them on tour for many shows in the 80s and 90s. And so
I might have seen you there.
You may
I
have.
not have known it.
Yeah. I know. It's so funny because people that you talk to now, it's like, oh yeah, which show did you? What was you? So I'll say, where was your first show, Rennie?
First time I saw the Dead was in 1988.
Okay.
In the Pap Center in Landover, Maryland. And I never got a chance to see him in high school. And I got to college, and I was able to get tickets to 4 nights in a row.
Whoa.
And I saw probably everything that I ever wanted to see and more. And that was it. And I was on the bus. You know? And I saw him a bunch more times. But like you, I don't know that many people would peg me as a Deadhead, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But it was crucial to my growing up.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah. I'm with you. I saw my first show in 1983. A couple of friends dragged me down to Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, and had heard of the Dead but knew nothing really about them. And went to my first show, and many more followed after that, and trips out west, and just so much fun. The time of my life, really, and
you find out we're everywhere now, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I was devastated, of course, at the loss of Jerry, but also at the loss of Brent Midland. I was a huge Brent Midland fan. And when he passed away in 1990, it took me a while to go back to a show after that and all of that. I haven't done many shows since 95. Like I didn't do a lot of Further or anything like that. It's just in my memory, it's etched in. It's such a perfect time where.
Isn't that right? That's so true.
Yeah. And it was so cool because that was like before cell phones and videos and people it was a whole different scene, than it is going to a large concert today. And, anyway, good stuff. So, Rennie, let's talk about you. Let's talk about you as music. You are a concert promoter. You're a booking agent. Yes.
Those are a couple of things that I do. Absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the business side of the show business most of the time. So I work with a lot of artists and bands, and I do those things. I do bookings. I do I put crews together for people. I work almost all aspects of live performance shows.
So you work on the back line,
and I love it.
Yeah.
Whatever's needed. Multi-artist festivals. I tour around with a incredible Beatles tribute band called the Fab Four.
Oh yeah.
And I do everything, on that scene, from the seen to the unseen, to make sure that the music rolls on, and creating that seamless experience,
Yeah.
So it's I've been working for myself in this business for over 20 years.
Wow.
It's been great. It's been great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, talk to me about your start of music. Like I know, okay, you listen to the Dead, but when did you pick up your first instrument, which I think is a guitar? Yeah.
It's really my only instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My mom got me a guitar when I was about 13.
Nice.
From a garage sale, I think, and it was this classical guitar, which had a really wide neck, and it was impossible for me to play as a kid. But I wasn't giving up. I didn't want to give up, so I went to music lessons, and I lasted one lesson because I wanted to rock out. I was a huge Beatles fan, so I wanted to immediately get into the music, and I wasn't really that interested in learning about the scales and the notes and reading the music. So I got a Yamaha folk guitar, which I still have, more of a steel string, easier to play guitar, and I taught myself, and that was it.
Good for you! Wow.
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Philly.
Yeah.
And
great music city, right?
It was. You realize it more and more as you get older. The stuff that I was hearing was just such great soul music is what I remember mostly.
Yep.
I was an 80s fan too, so I went to see the Hooters many times.
Nice.
And it was into the Duran Durans and the Cures as well. But but that Philly soul, I still turn to it for comfort.
Yeah, it's what you grew up with. There's a reminiscing and a feeling of comfort when you listen to music like that. That's for sure. And what did you do after high school?
I went to California to sow my oats in the music in the motion picture industry. And I looked really young, so I was able to get a bunch of they call them under 5 parts. Those are 5 lines or under, so they don't really have to pay you. But I looked young, so I was on Doogie Howser and the Wonder Years and a lot of these kind of things because
awesome.
They didn't have to have kids where they had to actually feed them and teach them. I was already graduated, so I get to sit on a set for 18 hours a day.
Right, and have your 5 lines.
It was a great experience.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 or less.
Yeah.
Less,
Wow.
But,
that's cool, though.
It was a great experience.
It was a great experience, and you learn a lot from just sitting back there. I keep saying to the guy that does the Hudson Valley Film Commission, man, I want to be like an extra in a film. I don't need to say a thing. I don't even care about being on camera, really. I kind of just want to see the intricate workings of behind the scenes because that's where the cool stuff happens.
It's an experience for sure.
Yeah.
It's for me personally. It's kind of how I learned that I didn't want to do that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was didn't have the spontaneity that I was looking for, I guess, that kind of live theater has, or live music.
Right.
So So, it was just a shift into the music scene to find what I was looking for.
So what'd you do after the acting?
I did pretty much everything. I worked in, every kind of job that you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked behind the bar at the very first Starbucks in New York City.
Get out, really? Wow.
And, I couldn't work for anybody else anymore. So I just kind of decided I was going to go out and follow my dream of somehow working in the music business. And, I quickly found out that it was the people business as well as the music business. So you meet people and you stay in touch, and one thing leads to another, and you find we're all kind of connected, out there. So it's great.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And while you're working with all these amazing musicians, you do like tuning up for them too? Or, I mean, I know you're like playing on these world-class guitars of Vivinos all the time. That must be a treat.
It is. I've been working for Jimmy for over 12 years. And, we spent a lot of time in the car together going to gigs, looking in offbeat music stores for some kind of treasure guitar that might be in the back collecting dust, visiting, some of his famous friends at their homes. And that's all just been, the greatest experience.
And have you found some of those guitars that are amazing with like collecting dust?
We've picked up a couple on the road that are unique and fun. There's nothing that's been really, of big value.
Uh-huh.
But it's Jimmy's a guitar guy for sure.
Oh,
so
yeah. Jesus, yeah. Yeah. He's been on the show a couple times, and
for sure.
His stories. I don't have to say, Jimmy, come on. I mean, I remember my first interview with him. We recorded it at Daryl's House Club when he had a gig there. He's like, "Come meet me. We'll meet at like 2:00." So I meet him there, and I always ask, how much time you got for me? He's like, "I don't know. We'll just talk." So I, put up my microphone, start recording. Holy crap! Hour and a half later. He just is such a great storyteller. I actually had to put that interview in 2 parts. That's how much we talked.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he's an early bird like me. So if we've got a gig in the evening, I'll probably pick him up at 10:00 in the morning.
Wow.
And so we'll go out to wherever the gig is, and yes, I'll tune the guitars and that kind of stuff as well. But there's definitely a lot of kind of hanging out and talking.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Yeah.
Really good. Now we're living in a crazy time, to say the least.
Yeah.
And live music is just not really happening other than live streams. We have a few venues here up in the Hudson Valley that have dinner with incidental music, because in New York State we can't advertise the music,
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, we have but other than that, there is thankfully a lot of great live streams happening as well. But what's going on? What are you doing now with all of this going on? Are you booking into the future, or are you just sitting tight and waiting? How's this all affecting you?
You know what? It's kind of a little bit of both. And, I put out a CD of my original songs back in 2019, and I was having a great time touring around, with those songs and playing venues, and that all came obviously crashing to a halt. So I as well started to do the live stream. So I started a weekly Monday night live stream, and I said, let me see if I can do a little good while I'm at it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I've kind of begun my most recent partnership with Why Hunger, which is, an incredible organization.
Incredible.
I'm proud to be an Artist Against Hunger and Poverty ambassador for Why Hunger.
And thank you for doing that. I had Tom Chapin on my show several times. Every time he's been here, we talk about Why Hunger, because, of course, his brother Harry Chapin is a co-founder. Tell me more about this organization and how you got involved with them.
Well, I've done some things in the past with Jen Chapin, a couple of opportunities that I had over the last 15 years to kind of produce some concerts that were fundraisers But I didn't really get that heavy duty into the organization until recently. And the thing that kind of turned me on was this kind of basic premise. So hang with me if you can. The basic premise is that, hunger is not the problem, but it's a symptom of the much larger problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that really turned me on because, why hunger is going to the communities and looking to community solutions to help, solve the hunger problems and the inequities that are happening in the world, and recognizing that the root of hunger really comes from, things like, food insecurity, racism in communities, lack of a living wage.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of broad-based social issues that I think can be solved by grassroots change.
Yeah.
And so that's what Why Hunger does. They build that kind of awareness and system to kind of change the policies. And
Right.
I thought that was awesome.
It is
And
awesome.
So
It is awesome.
I wanted to stay in touch with music and my friends and my family. And for half an hour on Monday night, I would go on Facebook and play songs that came to my head. I mean, I planned them out beforehand, but there was really not much of a rhyme or reason, but just kind of having a good time. And you put a little button to please donate whatever you can to Why Hunger. And I think over about 9 months, we've raised over $4,000.
Wow, Rennie, thank
so
you.
It works.
Oh, it's beautiful. That's beautiful. I know you can volunteer locally. Go to the website, whyhunger.org. I loved their mission statement, and I just want to take a minute to read it. This was on the website of Why Hunger. It says, quote, Why Hunger believes a world without hunger is possible. We provide critical resources to support grassroots movements and fuel community solutions rooted in social, environmental, racial, and economic justice. We are working to end hunger and advance the human right to nutritious food in the U.S. and around the world, unquote. And such basic need as food, right? And yeah, and it's just still amazing to me that organizations like this, and it's even worse now. It's the hunger and the food lines, and you see the food pantries. People are online down the block, and this organization also apparently you can volunteer locally, right, Rennie? You can sign up.
There are all kinds of opportunities. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can make sure you do the .org on the Why Hunger for the website. But you can also get great information on the Facebook page, their Twitter, their Instagram. It's just all at Why Hunger, and you'll find it there. Yeah, absolutely. I think the statistic is something around the fallout from the pandemic, adding an extra 500 million people into poverty. That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And what disgusts me, quite honestly, is the billionaires got even richer.
That's probably another whole conversation
right.
and record.
Right.
Yeah,
more people
absolutely.
are going hungry, but then that top 1% added to their wealth 2-3-fold, in some cases. And it's just, I don't know. It's mind-boggling. It just drives me crazy. It infuriates me that people are hungry, that kids are hungry tonight, and people don't know where they're going to have their dinner and what they're going to have. And it's just, it's a basic human need. If anybody out there is interested, I know there's a few people I know that work with local food banks here in the Hudson Valley. There's food banks throughout your communities for sure. And this organization, Why Hunger, their website, if you're interested in volunteering, their website is very interactive, and there's lots of great information at whyhunger.org. So if anybody is listening and they'd like to be able to participate in any way, making phone calls or setting things up or whatever it is you can do, if you can financially donate, that's always appreciated. But some people can't right now, right? But they can maybe volunteer their time and be of help in another way. So, Why Hunger? And so, Rennie, you came out with this wonderful CD. Tell me why Grateful Dead besides you just love them? And this just sounds amazing. Tell me about how this started, how this concept started for you.
I think it definitely happened during lockdown because I got, in a way, I got excited about kind of being exiled. I said, okay, this is it. I'm going to write my next great album. I'm going to write Pet Sounds and Sgt. Pepper all rolled into one.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to be so motivated because there's going to be no distractions out there. And, you can't force it sometimes. You can't. And I picked up the guitar and just started playing what I wanted to play, which kind of tended to be some Grateful Dead music. And for the past couple of years, I've been getting together with a bunch of great guys almost every week. It's kind of like our weekly poker game.
Good for you.
4 or 5 hours, we just hang out and we play Grateful Dead music just for the love of kind of jamming and experimenting and having a good time. And, after a couple months of kind of being alone here, I decided to revisit an idea I had a long time ago, which is like, why don't I maybe do some Grateful Dead songs? And thinking about what I was grateful for, and kind of dovetailing that in with Why Hunger, I said, what is it that I can actually do with this platform to raise some money? So I thought about the Grateful Dead. So it's structured kind of like a live show. Mm-hmm. We went up to this beautiful recording studio in Connecticut, Carriage House Studios, over a weekend.
Is that in Stamford?
Stamford, Connecticut,
yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those places, kind of like the barn up at Levon's.
Yeah.
Or some other places that I've been where you just walk in and Jimmy would say the music is in the wood.
Yeah.
The music is in the walls.
Yeah.
So, you stand there and Paul Simon records there and, Warren Haynes records there and the Brecker brothers recorded some great records there. And it just, it's still there. Nice. In the rafters.
Yeah.
So we got together over a weekend and we ran through each song 3 times. We kind of did it like it was live and took the best stuff that was there. And I was fortunate to have a couple friends help me out as well.
Yeah, you did.
In this nice digital age,
yeah,
you can kind of take some tracks and send them through the ether or however it gets there.
Yeah.
So I was, I asked. I said, "Look, I'm doing this thing for Why Hunger," and as soon as I said Why Hunger, they said absolutely.
Just do it. Yeah.
I have some really great friends playing on this record with me: Jimmy Vivino, Scott Sherrard, Tash Neal did the solo on Ramble on Rose that you were playing earlier.
That what I just played, yeah. Good stuff. And I love. I'm friends with Annalise and Ryan, and I played Cassidy last week. What a great voice Annalise has to enhance that as well. Those two. Yeah,
isn't she great? I've known those guys for a long time.
Oh, you have?
They're just such good souls. Yeah.
Oh.
They had a great band in the city called 2/3 Goat.
Yeah.
Full on band, and a good friend of mine was their drummer, Neil Nunziato, one of the best drummers in New York. And he said, "You got to come down and check these guys out and see in your professional opinion what you think of them." And I think I saw them at Hill Country Barbecue down in the basement, and they were doing Portland, Oregon. This song with Loretta Lynn and Jack White.
Wow.
And they just kind of blew the roof off the place. And I said, yeah, these guys are pretty good.
Yeah.
So, you should definitely check them out if you can.
Yeah, definitely.
I know that you're big supporters of them for sure.
Yeah. And now with the Valley Hour that they have the live stream every month, what a cool concept and really beautifully, so professionally done. The video and the sound is fantastic, and they're getting some great music up there as well. So yeah, good stuff with Annalise and Ryan. Just such sweethearts. Love them. Great couple. Great couple. So, how'd you pick out the tracks that you picked out? It looks like there's 9 on here. How'd you choose what to choose?
That's a good question. Well, it's structured kind of like a Grateful Dead show first set.
Mm-hmm.
So it alternates songs between Jerry Garcia songs and Bob Weir songs.
Yeah.
And there's a Pigpen song thrown in there, Mr. Charlie.
Oh.
That's the tune that Jimmy Vivino plays on. And so I alternated those with the full intent that there will be another version coming out.
Set 2.
Which would be set 2, exactly. Some of the more experimental, jammier, longer songs, But for these, I chose ones that I felt I could sing pretty good, that kind of told a story, was kind of like a set list that I'd like to see, kind of at a Grateful Dead show. It's got the peaks and valleys kind of thing, and I just love the energy that the band brought, to all these tracks. I think it just really flows, and it was a lot of fun to do.
Oh,
it really was.
Your voice is this is a great album. It really, truly is. Your voice does the job, Rennie. You do a really great job on this one. And like you said, with the guests that you have on here together, it's a really cool CD. I've been blasting it out of here for a couple of weeks now and just enjoying the heck out of it. And I go through spurts with listening to the Grateful Dead music, and you got me back into it and brought me back a little bit. So
all right.
Good stuff. Yeah. Talk to me about, I'm really old school. I'm probably one of the only people that does a radio show that doesn't really do downloads. I love to hold a physical copy of something. Hence, I'm looking at the great artwork on Grateful. The inside cover, talk to me about that.
Well, I'm old school as well.
Good.
And I was thinking about this as an overall package. And I still consider it a record album, even though it's not on vinyl, which I considered as well. But it's too expensive.
It is. Yeah.
And you really have to cut the music down to like 18 minutes a side, so it wasn't really worth it. But I really did want to have this physical package, and I'm lucky that my brother-in-law is an amazing, amazing graphic artist. And I kind of spoke to him about what I like in the whole Grateful Dead universe of iconography. I knew that I didn't want any little cute dancing bears. I knew I didn't want any kind of scary wizards or anything. But we kind of talked about it, and he brought his own kind of special touch to it. And it's a great little package. So I wasn't sure if people would be into having the CD, because last time when I put a CD out, a lot of people said, well, I don't even have a CD player. But I decided to make them anyway.
Good for
you. I have a few copies left under the bed.
Right. Yeah, but you know what? Hopefully they'll go. I mean, people obviously can download this stuff too, right?
It's absolutely downloadable. I have it. I have a great partnership with a site called Bandcamp, which a lot of independent artists are on. Yep. So you just need to put my name in, renniepincus.bandcamp.com, and it comes up. And there are some small expenses, that happen with a record. I have to pay the songwriters for the royalties, stuff like that. But pretty much all the proceeds after that are going to go to Why Hunger.
Beautiful.
So it's simple, easy to go onto the website to download it. If you get lost, you can send me a message. You can find me on Facebook. If you really want to hear the music and you really want the music and you are struggling right now, as we discussed before, you haven't worked in a year, like I haven't worked in a year, or any other, issues with that, send me a message and I'll send you a code.
Nice.
And you can just download it, listen to it. And when you're, in a better spot, send Why Hunger some money.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just remember that when you can, and go to whyhunger.org and throw a couple bucks in there. Rennie Pincus. So I just want to spell your name, if you don't mind. Just if people go on Bandcamp, they can find you. So Rennie is R-E-N-N-E-I-E.
No. Yeah.
I-E. R-E-N-N-I-E. Last name Pincus. P-I-N-C-U-S. Rennie Pincus. Bandcamp. Also, you can find him on Facebook, social media, and Bandcamp. You can get a physical CD copy as well as downloading it. But I just love these CDs. The artwork on here is really cool. The front cover, the inside cover, and there's definitely some thought put behind this. And the tracks that you picked out, boy, we're going to play a couple of them. Which ones would you like me to play? I started off with Ramble on Rose. Let's have you be the DJ and tell me what you'd like to hear off of here.
Well, okay. How about, well, so I sent, obviously I sent the record out to my mother, who lives in California, and my stepfather, and they're not big Deadheads. They are more in the jazz world. But I was told that their favorite track was one called Half Step Mississippi Uptown Toodaloo.
Yep. All right, track number 2. We can
called
do
here,
that.
Track number 2, Mississippi Half Step. Maybe because it's got a beautiful violin in it. I think that's probably why.
Nice. Well, we'll send that out to your mom and stepdad for sure. That's cool. So we'll do that. I've played Mr. Charlie on here, and I've played U.S. Blues, and I've played Cassidy. So I'll probably just pick out a few more, unless there's another one you want to choose after the Mississippi Half Step.
Rita's choice.
All right. I love them all. I can't go wrong with any of them. So, it was nice. It was nice to hear it again. You do this justice. You do it really well. This is beautifully produced. Great voice, and supporting a wonderful organization at Why Hunger is just a wonderful thing to do. And thank you for being such a good human being on this planet. We need more of you in it, Rennie. So thank you for what you're doing with this, because it really is necessary. And just thank you. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you, Rita.
Yeah.
Really, from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I hope I can see you again sometime. And when you talk to Jimmy V, see if he wants to come back on. I could use an hour of Phil with him, and we could do some chatting with Jimmy for sure, So
I'll have to give you a call. Absolutely.
Yeah. Do that. And I'll just keep playing some music here. Keep me posted on all the great musical stuff. And when you back out doing shows, let me know. And I'll keep spinning grateful here on the airwaves at WVKR. So I thank you for your time. Thank you for your efforts on what you're doing. Such good things in the world. And stay healthy and safe. And Rennie, I'll talk to you next time.
Same to you, Rita.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mr. Rennie Pincus. Yeah, what a great album this is. Let's take a listen to more of it. This one's dedicated to Rennie's mama. Let's take a listen to Grateful Mississippi Half Step right here, right now. 91.3 WVKR.
On the day when I was born, Daddy sat down and cried. Just as plain as day, which could not be denied. You say that Cain caught Abel, rolling loaded dice. Ace of spades behind his ear, and him not thinking twice. Half step, Mississippi uptown, Toodaloo. Baby, I'm gone, goodbye. Half a cup of rock and ride. Farewell to you, old southern skies. I'm on my way, on my way. seal that silver mine. Lost my boots in Transit Bay, a pile of smoking leather. I nailed a retread to my feet and prayed for better weather. Half step, Mississippi uptown, toodaloo. Hello baby, I'm gone, goodbye. Half a cup of rock and rye. Farewell to you old southern skies. I'm on my way, on my way. When your ship comes in, the first man takes the sails, the second takes the after deck, the third the planks and rails. What's the point in calling shots? This queue ain't straight in line. Cue balls made of styrofoam, and no one's got the time. Mississippi uptown, toodaloo. Hello baby, I'm gone, goodbye. Half a cup of rock and rye. Farewell to you old southern skies. I'm on my way, on my way, on my way. Across the Rio Grande, across the lazy river, across the Rio Grande, across the lazy river, across the Rio Grande, across the lazy river, across the Rio Grande, across the lazy river. Red and white, blue suede shoes. Uncle Sam, how do you do? Give me 5, I'm still alive. check my pulse, it don't change. State 72, come shine or rain. Wave the flag, pop the bag, rock the boat, skin the goat. Wave that flag, wave it wide and high. Summertime done, come and gone by. I'm Uncle Sam, that's who I am. I've been hiding out in a rock and roll band. Shake the hand, shook the hands of P.T. Barnum, Roy and Charlie Chan. Shine your shoes, light your fuse. Can you use them old U.S. blues? Drink your health, share your wealth, run your life, steal your wife. Wave that flag, wave it wide and high. Summertime done, come and gone by. Back to back, chicken shack. Son of a gun, better change your act. We're all confused, what's to lose? You can call this song the United States Blues. Wave that flag, wave it wide and high. Summertime done, come and gone by. My. Summertime done, come and gone by.
91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York, 4:50. I'm your host, Rita Ryan, here each and every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Rennie Pincus, we just heard 2 tracks off his latest release, Grateful. We, of course, heard U.S. Blues, United States Blues, on that particular track that was written by Jerry Garcia and Robert Hunter, and love that track. And then we, of course, did the track that Rennie suggested as a tribute to his mom out in California, Mississippi Half Step, Uptown Toodaloo. and that was with Alyssa Gray, who I believe must have been the violinist. Track also written by Garcia and Hunter. And we'll play a few more tracks off this CD later on in the show. So stay tuned for that. Lots of great music happening here for the next hour and 10 minutes. And I'm going to start this one off. There's a show happening tonight that a lot of great people are going to be there. It's happening at the Bearsville Theater up in Woodstock, and it'll be a live stream event. Also on Facebook, if you follow Bearsville Theater on Facebook, as well as their website, bearsvilletheater.com, you can purchase a ticket and see country superstar Tony Jackson. He will be there tonight. They just posted pictures of him, so he's actually going to be there playing live, and he is going to be having some great guests with him, including John Sebastian and Cindy Cashdollar. They're going to be joining him, as well as John Platania as well, and Professor Louis. So this is a really great show happening tonight. I think it's 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock at the BearsvilleTheater.com. Again, Cindy Cashdollar joining, John Sebastian of Love and Spoonful fame, and they're Woodstock residents, and John Platania. He was the guitarist for Van Morrison and Chip Taylor for many, many years, also a Hudson Valley resident, as well as Professor Louis. So lots of great things happening with Tony Jackson tonight. So I want to play a track of his, and let's start off. This has over 2 million views on YouTube. Let's check it out here right now on 91.3 WVKR.
Step right up, come on in. If you'd like to take the grand tour of the lonely house that once was home, sweet home. I have nothing here to sell you, just some things that I will tell you, some things I know will chill you to the bone. Over there sits the chair where she'd bring the paper to me and sit down on my knee and whisper, oh, I love you. But now she's gone forever, and this old house will never be the same without the love that we once knew. Straight ahead, that's the bed where we laid in love together, and Lord knows we had a good thing going here. See her picture on the table. Don't it look like she'd be able just to touch me and say, good morning, dear. There's her rings, all her things, and her clothes are in the closet like she left them when she tore my world apart. And as you leave, you'll see the nursery. Oh, she left me without mercy, taking nothing but our baby and my heart. Step right up, come on in.
All right, right, we're going to get one more here from Tony Jackson. Hold on a second. Coming right up.
Take to the highway, won't you lend me your name? Your way and my way seem to be one and the same. Mama don't understand it, she wants to know where I've been. I'd have to be some kind of natural born fool who wanna pass that way again. But you know I can feel it on a country road. Sail on home to Jesus, won't you, good girls and boys? I'm all in pieces, you can have your own choice. But I can hear a heavenly band full of angels and they're coming to set me free. Don't know nothing about the why or when, but I can tell that it's bound to be, because I can feel it, child, yeah, on a country road. Highway, won't you lend me your name? Your way and my way seem to be one and the same, child. Mama don't understand it, she wants to know where I've been. I'd have to be some kind of natural born fool, I wanna pass that way again. But I can feel it, on a country road. Walk on down, walk on down, walk on down, walk on, walking down a country road. But I can feel it, walking down a country road, yeah, walking down a country road.
91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. It is 4:59 p.m. on this Wednesday evening. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to LocalMotion. We just heard two tracks by country star Tony Jackson. Of course, the James Taylor song Country Road. Rolling Stones magazine, it's his latest single, Tony Jackson's, cited that about track amongst the best 10 best country and Americana songs to hear now from Rolling Stone. Tony Jackson, we also heard the Grand Tour. That's a George Jones tribute. So Tony Jackson is quite the country star, and he is going to be performing tonight at Bearsville Theater in Woodstock, New York. It's a live stream concert. You can purchase tickets at bearsvilletheater.com. You can also go to the Bearsville Theater Facebook page, and I think they might be doing a live event there as well. So wherever you want to check it out, he's got a beautiful voice, Tony Jackson, and some great music coming our way tonight live. What better way to spend your evening than listening to some great live music and see some great local musicians with Tony tonight. Special guests with Tony Jackson tonight at Bearsville Theater includes Cindy Cashdollar, also John Sebastian and John Platania and Professor Louis. So there's going to be some jamming happening at Bearsville Theater tonight in Woodstock. So you can check that out at bearsvilletheater.com as well as the Bearsville Theater Facebook page. All right. So thank you again to Rennie Pincus for being my guest during the 4 o'clock hour. Been enjoying some of that Grateful Dead music, and we'll play more of that as well. Another cool event happening online is this weekend, February 6th on Saturday. It's called the Winter Hoot, or just simply put, the Hoot. Wonderful artists will be part of this show starting on Saturday afternoon. It's by donation. You can visit ashokancenter.org, or you can also go to hoot.love. Here are two ladies that I'm going to be playing now who will be part of the Hoot this weekend. Let's start it off right now with Ms. Gail Ann Dorsey here on 91.3.
In my dreams, I'm in Neverland. These walls don't mean a thing. I'm in Neverland. I'm in Neverland. And I can climb into your pocket, walk the streets of my nightmares. I can feel it when you're moving. I am here, I am there, and I won't fall down. I won't fall down. No battles, kings or queens. This is holy ground, and I'm a willing refugee in a fearless town. Shadows can be light if you learn to see that there is nothing wrong or right about you and me. Baby, you and me. I'm in Neverland, in an open place, in a space between being and knowing. Here in Neverland, I can hide my face, but my feet know where they're going. And I won't fall down. No, I won't fall, baby, I won't fall down. In my dreams, I'm in Neverland. These walls don't mean a thing. I'm in Neverland. I'm in Neverland. I'm in Neverland. This is Neverland. I'm in Neverland. This is Neverland. This is Neverland. I'm in Neverland. I'm in Neverland. This is Neverland. I'm in Neverland. This is Neverland. This is
I will tend my anger. I will tend my grief. I will achieve safety. I will find relief. I'll show myself mercy. I'll show myself respect. Yes, and questions, and I will try to understand. And if you give me your story, I will hold it in my hands. Yeah, I will bring the love, the revolutionary love. I will bring the love, the revolutionary love. I will bring the love, the revolutionary love, the revolutionary love. And even if you hurt me, I will not shut down. No, you can't make me hate you and carry that hate around. Yeah, I will see no stranger, only parts of myself I don't yet know. Yes, and I'll see right through evil, to a wound too scared to show. Yeah, I have the power to stay open. Oh, I have the power to be the one that I've been waiting for, the one who sets me free. Yeah, I could bring the love, the revolutionary love. I could bring the love, the revolutionary love. I could bring the love, the revolutionary love, the revolutionary love. Oh, I will tend my anger. Yes, I will tend my grief. I will achieve safety. Yeah, I will find relief. Yeah, I'll show myself mercy. I will show myself respect. Yes, and I'll decide when I'm ready to forgive but not forget. And I'll ask you questions, and I will try to understand. And if you give me your story, I will hold it in my hands, and I will bring the love, the revolutionary love. I will bring the love, the revolutionary love. Yes, I will bring the love, the revolutionary the revolutionary love. Yes, I could bring the love, the revolutionary love. I could bring the love, the revolutionary love. I could bring the love, the revolutionary love, the revolutionary love.
91.3 WVKR, the one and only super talented Ani DeFranco. Her latest release, Revolutionary Love. Long track, but love that. Love that. Hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. That was Ani DeFranco. Getting us started in that sweet short set was Ms. Gail Ann Dorsey. Her self-titled, well, actually it's not self-titled, it was released in her solo release was released in 2003 called I Used to Be. We heard Netherland. Gail Ann Dorsey was my guest back in December and loved talking with her. She's just a superstar in my eyes. She was the bass player for about a decade or more with, actually more than that, with David Bowie. She's now the bassist for Lenny Kravitz. She's worked with Gwen Stefani, Tears for Fears, and just is all around a wonderful person and uber talented. She now has a Patreon page as well if you want to follow the talent and the career of Ms. Gail Ann Dorsey. Now, both Gail and Ani will be this weekend here at our local festival, streaming live from The Hoot, which you can check out from the Ashokan Center website, which is the ashokancenter.org, or you could also go to hoot.love and check out the live stream happening this Saturday, February 6th. I believe it starts at 4 p.m. Guests include for the Hoot, the ladies we just heard, Gail and Ani, also the Restless Age, Jay Unger, Molly Mason, the Mammals, of course, which we'll play some more of, and just it's going to be a great, great afternoon, evening of live stream music from the Hoot, the annual Hoot. And let's keep it going now. We've got some great music from Scott Sherrard, 91.3 WVKR.
I don't need no invitation. I know where I belong. I don't need no confirmation. I've been knowing you much too long. Your love is like no other. It sure enough satisfies me. Baby, you keep me humming. You're everything a good man needs. Well, I need you to soothe me in the morning, and rock me through the night. Soothe me in the morning and rock me through the night. You know the way she puts it on me, it sets my mood just right. Come on, baby, let's take one more ride. It's a whole lot better if you open up your eyes. You got to give me one more try. You know my love was sure to satisfy. meet me in Tennessee. Yeah, baby. You know I'll fly you in from Dallas. Come and meet me in Tennessee. You know your love, it keeps me running, baby.